call the meeting to order. Nancy, you can do that?
Yes, I can. I am calling the meeting to order on April 13th at 6:01:03. At the Borough of Beach Haven's regular meeting.
And look, I got a flag for you.
Oh, yes. All
You
right.
see it?
That's excellent. So now who's doing the flag salute?
You can do it, Nancy.
Hey, so I pledge allegiance
To the
To the
flag
flag
of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it
which
stands,
stands
one
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 nation
nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and
justice
justice
for
for all.
That's technology for you.
works pretty
Okay.
well.
Yeah. Pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board in the Beach Haven Municipal Building and mailing the same to the Beach Haven Times, the Asbury Park Press, and the Press of Atlantic City. Mr. Allen.
Here.
Mrs. Baumiller.
Here.
Mr. Lynch. Mr. Maskell. Mayor Davis.
Here,
Okay, I have cash receipts in the current fund account for the period of March 1st through March 31st were $326,183.84. Cash disbursements in the current fund account for the month of March totaled $857,199.91. The cash balance in the current fund account totaled $13,573,211.22. Cash receipts in the water utility account for the period of March 1st through March 31st were $24,719.72. Cash disbursements in the water utility account for the month of March totaled $33,229.19. And the cash balance in the water utility account as of March 31st was $3,868,681.77. As part of the manager's report tonight, I have Bill Trom on the line to just give a short summary of the two executive orders that are in place for Beach Haven. Bill, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Beverly. She speaks a lot better than I do when it comes to go over this stuff.
Okay, so we have been closely monitoring and following the recommendations of the county, the state, and the NHO, as well as local emergency service organizations and other municipalities on LBI regarding the coronavirus. We followed suit with other island municipalities enacting the short-term rental ban through May 1st. We did not make this decision lightly. We're trying to look out for our first responders, police, fire, EMS, and essential personnel, as well as the citizens of Beach Haven. The restrictions were necessary to protect the public, including the borough's residents and non-residents alike, as any significant influx of temporary residents and visitors was contrary to the governor's executive order 107 and may overwhelm the healthcare professionals, healthcare infrastructure, first responders, workers deemed essential to and on the front lines, providing the public with essential services, and the necessary day-to-day resources needed for those living in the region. The short-term rental of residential properties in the borough, which is defined as 21 days or less, is hereby prohibited, and no rental agreements or arrangements of any kind, whether or not consideration is exchanged, shall be made by or between owners of residential property and any third parties in the borough for any occupancy of the properties between the date of the order and May 1st, or when the state rescinds restrictions in Executive Order 107, whichever occurs first. That was for the rental ordinance. Now, Emergency Order 2020-2 is in regard to beaches. As per Executive Order 107, the public was supposed to remain in home isolation except for certain limited exceptions, and the state has repeatedly expressed that all state residents should remain at their primary residences and not travel to the Jersey Shore in light of the region's limited healthcare and other infrastructure to protect the public during this pandemic. While we deeply regret having to restrict beach access to those who enjoy our beaches and have respected the governor's travel restrictions and practiced proper social distancing and self-quarantine, the mounting numbers of the virus cases in Ocean County and New Jersey made that decision a necessity to protect the safety and well-being of our local residents and other beachgoers. And then, of course, the residents and property owners can use their emergency placards to walk or jog on the beaches, as well as exercising your dog while on a leash. No other activities are permitted at this time. Hopefully, when we're in our new normal, everyone can come and enjoy our many amenities. In this time of uncertainty, we were trying to do what's best for our community.
Thank you, Beverly.
Yep.
I have minutes for approval tonight. Let's see. I have a February 10th regular meeting, a March 9th regular meeting, and a March 26th agenda meeting.
Is there a motion to approve any of those minutes? Has everybody read them?
Yep. Motion to approve.
A second? Okay, I'll second, whatever.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Ordinance 2020-03C, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 212-20H, General Regulations of the Borough Code of the Borough Beach Haven, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, correcting inconsistencies within the chapter, final reading. And this was reviewed by the land use board members and returned back to the municipal council with no objection, no changes.
So a motion to approve?
You have to open for public comment.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot. Is there, okay, I'm opening the floor to public comment. Is there anybody that would like to comment?
If you would like to comment on this ordinance in particular, 3C, you can unmute yourself and identify yourself.
I don't know if they can unmute themselves.
They can.
They have that little hand that goes up, though.
Yeah, I see someone.
You do? I can't see who it is, so if somebody wants to speak, you see somebody on there that wants to speak?
We can unmute ourselves.
Yes, thanks, Cookie.
And I will now mute myself.
All right, I think that's a no.
Okay. All right, so I'll close the floor if nobody wants to speak. This was just a correction. It wasn't any big life-shaking, borough-shaking thing. So is there a motion to approve this?
Motion to approve.
Thanks, Dan.
Second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Bowmiller,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-05C, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 74, Construction Codes Uniform of the Borough Code of the Borough of Beach Haven, County of Ocean, to include regulations for bulkhead installations. Final reading.
Is there anybody that would like to speak to the bulkhead ordinance? Identify yourself if you do in the public. Nobody? All right, I close the floor. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Bowmiller,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-06, an ordinance granting renewal of municipal consent to Comcast of Long Beach Island LLC to construct, connect, operate, and maintain a cable television and communications system in the municipality of Beach Haven, Ocean County, New Jersey. Final reading.
Again, we've discussed this. Is there anybody in the public that would like to address the Comcast issue? By the way, Chuck says he's joined the meeting. See him?
No.
Chuck, if you're there, you have to, oh, I'll text him. Yeah. I've been texting him, trying to help him. Is there anybody that would like to speak to the Comcast ordinance? No, therefore I close the floor. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Bowmiller,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-07 is the calendar year 2020 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank according to NJSA 40A 4-4514. And this is first reading. We do this every year to give us a little bit of buffer to exceed the appropriations limit. And most of the time, we never need it, but it allows us to appropriate it and then to bank it if we don't need it. So it's another way for us to put a little bit in savings. And this is first reading.
Again, this is first reading, so we don't need discussion except amongst council. We do this every year. Does anybody on council want to speak? No? Okay.
No.
Yes, no? Yeah?
No.
Okay. All right. So is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Bowmiller,
Yes. Mayor
Davis.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-08C, an ordinance amending section 120-15 mercantile license fees of the Code of the Borough of Beach Haven to permit the governing body by resolution to extend the deadline during times of a declared emergency. First reading.
And again, we haven't made any decisions along this line. It just gives us the ability to do that.
I definitely think it's going to help the business district to give them another
Right.
30 days to renew their mercantile license.
That's true. Is there anybody in council that wants to say anything about this?
No.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Bowmiller,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
Finally, ordinance 2020-09C, an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Borough of Beach Haven to establish Chapter 154A entitled Public Health, Safety and Welfare Emergency Management in order to more specifically specify the authority and duties of the Department of Emergency Management. First reading.
Again, I read through that. It sounded good to me. Does anybody else on council want to speak to this?
No, I read it too. I thought it was okay.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Bowmiller,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
All matters listed under item consent agenda are considered to be routine by municipal council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds, and any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda and discussed separately. All consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes. Resolution 91, authorizing an agreement to omit Block 180, Lot 15 from the 2020 tax sale in exchange for 24 equal monthly installments to the tax collector for delinquent property taxes for 2019. Resolution 94 is canceling water charges. Resolution 95 is urging Governor Murphy and the New Jersey Turnpike Authority to reconsider plans to increase tolls on the Garden City Parkway and the New Jersey Turnpike, urging Governor Murphy to fill the existing vacancy on the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Board of Commissioners with a resident of Ocean County. 96, appointing James Markowski as Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator. 98, allowing the budget to be read by title only. And 99, approving membership to the Beach Haven Volunteer Fire Company #1.
Wait a second. Chuck, I'm putting you on speakerphone. I know you've been trying to get a hold of me, so you can hear, okay? All right? I don't know if you, okay, so I have Chuck on the phone, if he can hear. Is there anybody that would like to remove any of these items from the resolutions for further discussion? Anybody?
Okay,
All right, not? Okay, so is there a motion to approve the resolutions as read?
Motion to approve is read.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Chuck, can you hear us?
was that Tom that motioned, that seconded?
Yes,
Yes, I did.
yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Bowmiller,
Yes.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes,
Thank you. Okay, at this point, we are looking to introduce the budget for 2020. I do have a short budget synopsis to go over. Let's see here. Okay, for the 2020 budget, we have a total appropriation, including reserves, of $12,990,693.32. That's an increase over last year of $362,836.40. Some of the changes that added to that increase were an increase in salary and wage of $96,409. That's a 2.21% increase over last year. An increase in operating expenses in the amount of $163,469. That's a 3.53% over last year's operating expenses. Our pensions increased $52,203. That's a 9.4% increase over last year. We see our deferred charges was a reduction. We had a 5-year deferred charge in the amount of $40,000 for our revaluation. So we saw that come off this year. We see an increase of $75,000 to our capital improvement fund. And that was a conscious choice by the governing body to start to replenish our capital improvement fund. We've been utilizing that money to self-fund projects and not have to borrow. So we took our recommendations from our CFO to begin to build up the coffers again and put in $75,000. That's a large increase for us. We also increased our amount that we're paying on debt service. We an additional $42,000 in debt service. That's 2.73% increase. Our revenues, we're seeing an increase. We're using an increase in surplus to balance the budget. We're balancing with $3,091,728 to balance the budget. The amount to be raised by taxation for the borough is $7,881,840.62. That's a small increase over last year in the amount of $32,066. The council has decided to balance the budget with an increase out of the surplus account to keep the tax rate static. So the tax rate will continue at 0.373 with no change, no increase again this year for, I believe, the 3rd year in a row. There'll be no tax increase. The net valuation for the borough right now is $2.11 billion, and that's an increase of $8.6 million in valuation. So that's good for us. This year, our library appropriation in the budget is a mandatory $765.22. That's an increase of almost $30,000 over last year, and that's required. And the water utility budget, the total appropriations is $1,857,500, and that's a small $5,000 increase over last year due to debt service. Are there any questions on the budget from council in that summary?
I just want to make one comment. The library appropriation, this is demanded by the state, but the majority of that money, we don't need that much money to run our library. It goes back into our budget. If we belong to the county library system, that money, that amount of money would go to the county. We get most of that money back into our budget. I just think people need to know that because it sounds like a lot of money.
Yes, it certainly is. Any other questions from council on the budget summary? Okay.
Tom, anybody?
I'm good.
Okay.
So right now I'm going to read the budget statement. The municipal budget of the Borough Beach Haven, County of Ocean of the fiscal year 2020. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenues and appropriations shall constitute the municipal budget for the year 2020. Be it further resolved that said budget be published in the Beach Haven Times and the issue of April 23rd, 2020. The governing body of the Borough Beach Haven does hereby approve the following as the budget year for 2020. Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Baumiller,
Yes.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
Notice is hereby given that the budget and tax resolution was approved by the council members of the Borough Beach Haven, County of Ocean on April 13th, 2020. The hearing for the budget and the tax resolution will be held on May 11th, 2020 at 6 p.m. either at 300 Ingleside in the meeting room or via Zoom remotely as we're doing tonight. But it is scheduled for May 11th, 2020 at 6 p.m. At which time and place objections to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2020 may be presented by the taxpayers or other interested persons. I have a bill list tonight in the amount of $3,085,643.67.
Any questions regarding the bills?
No.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
A
Is there a
second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Baumiller,
Yes.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
Mayor Davis.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. That's all I have. At this point, I have 38 participants in this meeting. So if you would like to speak, this is public comment. You can comment about anything. Please raise your hand or let me see your image. You could digitally raise your hand so I can see that you would like to speak. Okay, I see Cookie. Cookie, your microphone is off, so you can go ahead and
Oh, I
speak.
thought I put it on.
Would you like to
Okay.
speak?
She's speaking right now. I can hear her.
Cookie, would you like to speak?
Yeah,
Okay,
I just had a question and I thought we submitted questions. I did some. I want, and I may have missed this. Where are we at with the trolleys?
we are not rushing forward with the purchase for the trolley for this summer.
Mhm.
We do want to continue to flesh out the program and get the routes in place and our marketing strategies and all those things, but we're not in a hurry to purchase the trolley to make the summer season. I don't think that's a good move, and the council agreed at the last meeting. So it's not dead in the water, but it's not going to be happening for this summer.
Right, that's what I was, that's what I wanted to know because I thought that that would be what I would say I would like to see happen if it hadn't already.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's happened.
Anybody else?
Go
Can
ahead and mute
Can I
yourself.
ask a question?
Okay, who's that?
This is Scott Herensky.
Go ahead, Scott.
Regarding the restrictions on the beach, can I assume that standing and fishing is equivalent to walking on the beach for exercise?
Beverly, would you like to answer that one? Unmute.
Beverly, we can't hear you.
I know, I just took us out of unmute. I'll let Bill answer that.
If you're not bothering anybody in social distancing, It isn't, you can go fish, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, can I drive on the beach to fish?
I don't,
Have a
I,
permit?
I don't think so.
I don't think the police are allowing that right now.
I'd have to bring that up with the police chief. We didn't really address that in the, in our
Or,
order that we put in.
Scott, we can talk to the chief and get back to you if you'd like.
Sure, that'd be great.
Hey, Scott, I wouldn't try to attract that much attention. I mean, if you want to go fish, the ordinance I signed did say no surf fishing. And
It did?
it
Yeah.
did.
Why
But-
would you sign that?
And we're, you know, we have just locals going on the beach. Nobody's looking, I wouldn't attract attention to yourself. Go fish.
Okay.
Although, can I talk?
Who is this? Who is this? All right, I see Barb Kona. You have your hand raised. Barb Kona, go ahead.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Barb.
I got a call today from someone who recently purchased a house in Beach Haven, and they were on the beach this weekend, and they don't have an emergency placard, and they were told that they can't get one until, I guess, they're issued next time. And so my question is, what does a person like that do as far as, you know, not having a placard?
do you want to handle it? Do you want me to?
I can answer that question for you.
Okay, great.
If they just changed ownership,
Yeah, yes.
it was supposed to be passed from the previous owner to the new owner. If they haven't done one, they can go to Borough Hall and get a new one. But the way our ordinance is written on getting a placard, we can't issue them at this time because we're under a state of emergency.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If they have a local driver's license, however, if they're a local resident and they have their driver's license, that's really all they need.
Yeah,
And-
this is a second home for them, so they don't live down here,
Yeah,
but they were at their place and they asked about it, and I said, you know what, I'll ask. So
Right.
let's see how it
Sure.
works.
the whole ordinance on the beaches, here's the issue. Every single beach north of us closed, from Maniloking down through Seaside, etc. If we did not close our beaches when the weather got warm, this is where everyone would be coming. And as we all know, our infection rate on the island right now is lower than anywhere else. And the influx of people, as you well know, going into the grocery stores, there's nothing there half the time that you go in. So the whole beach thing had to do with keeping large groups of people off the beach and creating situations that happened in Florida and California, spring breakers, you know, that we're just trying to keep everyone in the community as safe as possible.
Oh, just so you know, I totally support the ban and I think what you're doing is great. I just was wondering because I don't see that as part of a real estate transaction. At least the closings that I've been to, I haven't seen that as part of them. So
Perhaps we should have notified the realtors. We're following suit with the trash cans. Just as the trash cans in the borough have to stay with the property, the placards do as well.
okay, good to know. Thank you.
Barb, hey, Barb, before you mute yourself, Barb, can
Uh-huh.
you tell the other folks on this call how you raised your hand like that?
Sure. Down on the bottom row, there's a hand on the left-hand side that says raise hand, and I clicked it, and that's it. Right now it says lower hand.
Okay, because I only see
Not
clapping.
everybody says that.
thumbs
Oh,
up.
really?
I have thumbs up, thumbs down, clapping. All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna mute myself now. Thanks for
Thank
answering the
you.
question. All right.
Thank you.
If you click on participants, You have the option, if you're using an iPad, you have the option to raise your hand at the bottom of the dialog box that comes up.
Well, that looked really great when someone needed to speak. So is there anyone else that would like to speak for public comment? All right, another successful meeting. Council?
Yeah, last remarks by council. Tom, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I just want everybody to stay healthy.
Okay.
Be careful.
Dan?
No, I'm pretty, don't have much to say. I've been kind of isolated for so long. I'm running out of ideas. So.
Jamie?
No, just thanks again to Bill and Bev and the emergency management team for everything that you're doing. Thank you to the essential workers out there, the police department, everyone's still working at Borough Hall, keeping things moving, and Public Works. Oh, I also wanted to, Sherry, it's true, right? There's no bulk trash, right?
That's correct.
Okay, because, some people are doing a little spring cleaning and there's no one going to be picking up your bulk trash. So, not until everything is moving forward. And also thank you to the other workers at Murphy's and the Acme for really kind of getting us through this, keeping us fed, and putting in a lot of extra work and hours. I wanted to thank them as well, even though I've already thanked them when I go in there. But just be patient with them because they are, working extra hours and keeping us fed.
Agreed.
Agreed.
And I have nothing much to say except to reiterate what everybody else said. And thank you guys for learning Zoom. Bev, do you have something you want to say?
Yeah.
I see you pointing.
As far as the bulk trash, I mean, if you're cleaning your yard up and it fits in the borough can receptacle that you were giving, they will pick it up on regular garbage days. That's all we're trying to do, is to keep everybody safe and to continue on with the borough. So when we do get ready to open, we can continue.
Hopefully we'll be open
Yeah.
sometime before the summer.
And one other thing I want to say is, I got a pad here right now. The fire company, just in today, to let you guys know, the fire company has responded to at least 14 fire calls, and 8 of them were in like a 3-hour period from 11 this morning until around 1 o'clock this afternoon. And 5 of them have been later on this afternoon. And they've had a crew out on every call and have done everything they can do to protect us.
Wow, that's
Okay.
fantastic.
First aid squad responds to all their calls too.
Were these fires related to the storm at all?
Yes, they were. They were all basically wires down, but they all showed up and went out and responded.
Well, we're lucky, and I really want to thank you guys, Bill and Bev. I know the hours you're working are huge, and you're certainly earning the little bit you get paid during this episode. So I really want to thank you and everybody else in town. I really want to say, I think our town, we all are being very respectful of each other. And I take walks and I talk to people at more than 6 feet away, and everybody seems to be abiding by these rules. And it is wonderful. I'm an epidemiologist and a pathologist. And when I look at the statistics in Beach Haven and Long Beach Island compared to the rest of Ocean County and the state, we're doing great. And I think everybody is respectful, and let's just keep it that way, because I think this is going to have to go on for a little longer, or maybe a lot longer, unfortunately. But on the long run, I think we're doing great. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Want to have a motion to adjourn?
Yep. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good one.
Stay safe.